proprio dal pettorale 25, medio 26 in su, Igen, Marca, Stremus, Hildebrand e Biathlon dell'ultimo momento per questa competizione spettacolare, come lo sono tutte le competizioni con partenza in linea.
Mal wieder Helm. 8, 5, 7. Okay. Hier. Okay. 1, 1, 2.
Tutti e 5 bersagli. Completamente fermi, completamente Marchetta Davidova. Like Marchetta. Anaïs Descamps, always smiling. Beau Champs-Élysées, Anaïs. Anna Sola, Belarus. Good luck. 2 minutes.
Jetzt geht's in den Tunnel. Auf die Siegerkarte, exakte Zeitschreiber. All is ready for the final competition. We count now.
1 minute.
1 minute to go.
They are under starters' orders here in Antholz. Last race of the day, last race of the week, last chance to impress before the Olympic Games. 12.5 kilometres, 4 chutes, prone, stand. It's a long hold. And eventually the gun goes. So the top 30 in terms of form are underway. Top 15 in the World Cup standings, and then they fill it up with those who've performed well so far this week. And that really comes down to the individual race, the relay not counting for that for obvious reasons. An eventful relay yesterday, Mike, with some what looks on paper to be some appalling shooting, but actually it was the appalling conditions that determined that.
Oh, and they must be so much happier today. The conditions much kinder. It was really difficult yesterday, and we saw many big names struggling when they came to their shooting. Today will be different with 3 spare rounds. I beg your pardon, with no spare rounds, 5 shots each time in. I was thinking of yesterday.
Well, I'm glad it's you for a change.
Always. Hey, I did notice, I think the fastest skier in the field today, Patrick, I think it'll be Justine Brézat-Boucher. She was very nervous during the zeroing, and Jean-Paul Giacomo, he had to say, listen, just do the same as you did in the individual. She only missed 1. She was calm, but she was very nervous carrying out her 20 minutes zeroing with the rifle.
Yeah. Well, I must say, I haven't really, well, I have missed it, but I haven't really missed being on site until this weekend, because the weather here is so fantastic. It's certainly my favourite venue to visit. And due to the pandemic, we've been stuck in our commentary boxes in various parts of the country. But the sunshine can only make you envious, and the conditions, the tracks are perfect, Mike. It's been a really good week to prepare them for what, for many, is going to be the highlight of their career.
Oh, yes, very much so. And this is a great springboard to depart to the Olympic Games. The same altitude with a beautiful sunshine, may not be quite the same over in China, but mindset is everything in biathlon. If you feel good about your preparation, no matter at what level you're going to turn up in the races, only one person can win, of course, at the Olympics, but so many will go over there with a great feeling about their biathlon.
Well, we've had a draw here before, so it is possible.
We have. It's been a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, but we've had one or two tight finishes. Incidentally, what's the weather like in Aviemore at the moment?
Well, today it's good actually. I see a bit of sunshine and beautiful Bodegarten. A bit cloudy, some sun coming through. 7 degrees. Good enough for a cycle.
I like the sound of that. So Alan Bakova taking the pace, and alongside Hannah Sola. Well, maybe that's why they were laughing, because they had a race plan. Get out front, and they realised that on these tracks, if they're side by side, no one else can get through, so they can race at exactly the pace they wish to. There's the meadow on the right, just normally packed with thousands upon thousands. It's one of the most popular sites to support, partly because you're basking in sunshine all the way through the race. It's high enough to have a look into the stadium. You can hear the stands, and it's a whole lot cheaper than actually having a seat in the stands.
It is. There's Denise Herman go through. I think that's a sensible move. Get onto that very tight right-hander. It's the same track as the men raced in the relay earlier. It was 2.5 kilometres. But many will find the fastest right-hand corner difficult.
Yeah, Tandervold on the inside. She's worked her way. I was looking for Tirolekov. If we're going to have a fall, it's most likely to come on this first lap. And if someone at the front falls, then we could have a spectacular pile-up on the chicane, which comes in, what, about 45 seconds' time.
Yes, the Passler chicane. I saw Johan Passler, Olympic bronze medalist, 2 Olympic bronze medals. I saw him on the range earlier, and the chicane is named after him.
An innocuous looking climb, but we've seen a lot of time gained and lost on this particular section. And then if you attack the top of this hill, get a little bit of extra speed into the downhill, you really make life difficult for yourself on the next right-hander, which is in, what, about 150 metres from here.
Delighted to see Claire Egan. Well, she's towards the back because she is bib number 26. Delighted to see her in the pack today.
On go the brakes from Hannah Sola. The French coming around the outside, and I think that is going to change the order at the front. Just shows, Mike, if you attack this corner, there's at least 10-15 metres to be gained on those who play it defensively.
Claire Egan a little tense getting back into the tracks, but comfortably around. Yes, you can carry so much pace if you're brave, and they're bib number 8, says Julie Simon, as expected. She is so good when it comes to her downhill skills.
Yeah, Julie Simon having good season. She, of course, is the defending champion here in Antholz in this discipline. This 3, she went 1-1-1-0. And it was that last clear shoot that won her the day, beating Hannah Urberg on that occasion by a slim margin, 0.2 of a second. And then we had Lisa Theresa Hauser, who went on to become the world champion, just 3.5 seconds behind. So last year's mass start was an absolute nail-biter. 9 seconds separating the top 4. And as I said, just 0.2 of a second separating Simon from Urberg.
The mass start, it's always down to the final race. Of course it is, and that will be exciting up in Oslo on the last day.
First shoot, just 2.5 kilometres skied, same lap as we saw in the men's relay this morning, and expect some of those in lanes 25 through to 30 to strike first. You can already hear some of the targets going down. Julie Simon very quick to get into position and let that first round go. Tandervold with 2 out of 2, who anchored Norway to victory yesterday after a brilliant leg from Ida Lien. 5 out of 5 for Julie Simon, just as the coach would have ordered. Retsova gets 5. Tandrevold, little slow, having got the first 2 down quickly. Yislova is clear, and then we'll just see the order as they exit.
The one athlete, Patrick, you'd never expect to miss 3 out of 5. Lisa Hauser on the penalty loop 3 times. That's her race, I think, practically, well, over for certainly for first place. She'd have to hit the next 15 to try for second or third position.
Yeah, that's disappointing for Hauser. We always say if you're going to make the mistakes, make them early, but don't make 3 at any stage. Round she goes, 1 complete. Out goes Dorothea Vera, 15th place, 20 seconds behind.
You mentioned Retsova hitting all 5. She was a little careful, but after that terrible 0, then the rifle getting tightened up. The wood expands and shrinks, and up here in this dry weather, clearly the bedding bolts needed tightening. Well, nearly half the field hitting 5 out of 5. 13 athletes, 5 out of 5.
So Sola, Simon, Eckhoff has done well. Nigmatalina only a few seconds behind. The top 13 all going clear. Lena Heike was the first of those to have incurred a penalty to get out of the range area. Herman and Hauser both having problems. Herman missing 2, Hauser missing 3. Mike, I was looking for the shooting score of Lisa Vitozzi, but it looks as though she has not started.
I was searching for it as well, so I thought I saw her earlier warming up, clearly opting out today.
Yeah, she was supposed to be wearing bib number 18.
Ah, there she is. She's missed 5. Oh
no.
dear.
No,
that is painful.
No. I just didn't think that was possible. I didn't think that was possible. What is going on? So another disaster. She missed 5 in the individual race at the start. She's going to miss 5 again at the start of the mass start. Well, I'm lost for words.
Well, in 35 years, I've never seen that happen. One athlete struggling with one aspect of her shooting.
And the bizarre thing is, she'll probably hit 5 out of 5 next time in the prone.
Yep.
So the women's mass start, 1 shoot in, 3 still to go, and a couple of weeks off after this. 5th of February will be the next race for those selected to represent their countries in the mixed relay. 2 men, 2 women in that event. And the individual races in the Olympics starting on the 7th of February. The first will be the women's individual over 15 kilometres. Hannah Erberg, of course, the defending champion.
At the front, there she is. Vesnetkova, she's looking really smooth. Skiing is as good as she has skied to this point all season.
Tandrevold and Eckhoff for Norway up in the front of the field as well. Tyrell Eckhoff wearing 17, sitting in about 4th at the moment, alongside Hannah Sola, who wears 3. 23, that's Vasnetskova. But that's something we've always noticed with the Russians, Mike, is how steady they are, how strong they are in the core, which enables them to have a really efficient technique.
Yes, very secure. I think strength. A lot of time in the gym. I've watched some of their strength sessions. Admirable. So Dorothea Vera missing 1. If you're going to miss, we always say in the mass start, miss early. She's done that. She's missed 1 out of 5. Probably go clean for the next 15.
Yeah, she's only 15 seconds behind at the moment. There's the group of athletes that shot clear first time round. Everyone else is playing catch-up. Everyone else is working that little bit harder to try and close the gap down. And as they do so, they reduce their chances of going clean next time through. We've got an athlete in no man's land. I'm not sure whether they've dropped back from the lead group or whether they're trying to bridge the gap. It might be Chevalier Boucher trying to bridge the gap.
Claire Egan looks comfortable up with that lead group in 7th place.
Really nice cornering from Vaznetskova. She went round, danced her way round the outside of that turn. Claire Egan safely round for USA as well.
Interesting, there were as one group prior to the beginning of the descent, so a separation, 5 making a break or maybe cornering a little better.
Yeah, the conditions aren't quite as quick as they were this morning for the men's relay, Mike, but also that particular part of the course is nowhere near as icy as it was first thing when they were out there training.
Absolutely. Look at the coaches desperate to get the visual for the athletes on a magnetic board where the shots were. All of these athletes hit all 5, so clearly there is still room for adjustment of sight from the last time in.
Vera being shown exactly where she missed. He's going to have a long run when it comes to Virtotsi. Maybe that. What we could do, Mike, we need to see where these rounds are going. Are they close misses? Are they all going in the same place? Is there something to do with her placement when she settles on the mat that's wrong? You know, I find it extraordinary that this has now been going on for over a month.
I used to find if you got a twitch or a nervous pre-shoot through your finger, through your shoulder, to shoot an awful lot dry firing without hooking up, then you bed yourself easily through the rifle, and surprisingly, you can find it back quite quickly.
So Vaznetskova, only ranked 23, so she's had a good race already. 63rd in the individual, so finds herself right at the front of the field on mat number 1. A long way from where she zeroed. Vera misses the first one, so the information she was given didn't seem to help. Eckhoff, Mike, 5 out of 5. First to clear them. Julia Simon is with her. Aline Bakova has gone clear as well. Chevalier Boucher, 5 out of 5. Great shooting. Claire Egan. Oh, she really has got her mojo back this week. That's great shooting from the American. 5 out of 5. Bescont goes 5. Voigt of Germany having a sensational day at the moment when you consider that she missed, what, 2-3 out of the first 10 in the mass start in Annecy. So a much, much better start for her.
Well, the big names coming back. Eckhoff, that's great news for Eckhoff. Tandrevold's in there, she's cleared, and Claire Egan. Maybe only, what, 7 or 8 athletes having hit 10 out of 10 now.
Yeah, extraordinary that Eckhoff hasn't had a win so far this season. She didn't actually win a mass start last year. She was 5th in the mass start standings. The best she did was 2nd in the first mass start of the season, which was in Hogfilson. Vera shooting quicker than anyone else, Mike, but missing.
I suppose she has to. She was trying to pull time back coming into the range. What, she was what was it, 15, 12 seconds behind, so she was trying to gain a little, but very expensive miss.
Yeah, we've got, what, 4 French athletes in the top 8. So a solid start from Julie Simon. She really does like racing at altitude, and she proved that here last year, winning in a time of 37.05, just fractionally ahead of Hannah Erberg. But it's Simon who leads, and she's the same fraction ahead of Tyrell Eckhoff this time. And there you can see her. She's looking really good. Her confidence seems to have grown massively since we went to Annecy.
Oh, yeah, and what, she's had 4 second places, almost one after the other this season. Her ski speed is there, and often when your ski speed's there, your fitness level is up. That means you recover just that little bit quicker. You feel better coming in when you're into the range, when you're in top form.
Yeah, there's definitely a correlation between ski form and shooting performance. Tyrell Eckhoff at the back of this group. Tandrevold going nicely for Norway as well. Belarus will be glad to see Alimbekova up there. I was just looking for Hannah Sola. Sola has missed 2 already. Mike, no word on Lisa Vitozzi. She was 2:08 behind after the first shoot. Hauser has missed a total of 4, so that's 1 more. And I'm still waiting for Vitozzi's shooting score to come up.
Yes, she's definitely entered the range area at 2 minutes 9 behind, so her skiing is good. Let's hope she gets these 5 down. Breza Boucher, she's the fastest on the track. She's missed 1 and just about to catch up with those elite 4 who've all shot 10 out of 10.
Yeah, Vitozzi another 2 misses, so she's done 7 penalties in all, over a kilometre extra, so roughly 10% added to her distance today. She will not be seen anywhere near the front of the field. France, Norway, Belarus are the nations fighting it out. But worth saying, Mike, that Chevalier Boucher, who wears 9, we've got Bescon wearing 6, Breza Boucher wearing 4. They have all missed the target so far, so they've got an extra 150 metres in the legs.
They have indeed. I'm just thinking, Patrick, Vitozzi is fascinating me. So that's 7 out of 10 misses. Yesterday, she was 3rd fastest within 2 seconds, I think it was, of the lead time on the first leg of the relay. And the previous 2 relays prior to that, she was in 2nd place, less than a second behind first. Her biathlon is excellent when you give her 3 spare rounds.
Well, maybe she should race with 3 spare rounds, even though she's not allowed to use them.
So it's definitely, for me, it's a mind thing. It's a tension through the rifle that she, at the moment, she just can't put behind her.
Does the old adage, if you think you're going to miss, you do, does that apply?
Oh, totally. If you, and some of the looks I was watching on the range this morning, I thought there's a lot of nervous, frightened. If you're fearful of hitting, you really will miss. If you've got that confidence we saw with Johannes Tingesbø earlier, just focused, relaxed, focused, you just get a different energy.
Yeah, I used to know a very, very good golfer who had problems with the putting, and he used to dig a big hole the size of a bucket and then putt into that. Everything, of course, went in, but that sort of positive feeling then applied on the golf course itself.
It is quite amazing, the mind. I remember the first time I shot clear, the whole night leading into it, the whole morning's training, the session before, the race, the day before, it was impossible to miss. It sounds weird, it sounds arrogant, but it's the only time I had that feeling, and it happened a few other times when I hit all 20.
Yeah, if only you could program your dreams.
Exactly.
Well, they're coming up to the first real test, the first standing shoot, and the 2 Norwegians have been setting the pace. Julie Simon, I think sensibly, just tucking in behind them, getting a little bit of assistance in the slipstream. She's got the company of Breza Boucher, who's wearing 4. We've still got Alimbekova, who's doing her best to close the gap on the World Cup leaders, but there is quite a big margin. She's 116 points behind. Is it a 2-horse race, the women's, for the overall, Roysland and Elvira Erberg?
I think things can often change. You know, you go to the Olympics, your momentum is broken with the Olympics. Who knows what the feelings are going to be like in Beijing. But there are still 3 World Cups coming after the Olympics, so there's still a huge amount to play for. And those with mega early season form, it can drop away easily.
Yeah, 7 races to go after this mass start here in Antholz. The Olympic races no longer counting towards the World Cup.
This pace
Top seeds are all there.
The pace has been firm, Patrick. It hasn't been full pace yet. They know how tiring this game is.
Was that Alina Stremus? I was looking for the high bib numbers, as
yes,
they're the
28.
ones who've... yeah, 28. Stremus has done a fantastic job from Moldova. Got a personal best of 14, so she could better that today. Certainly will if she can hit 10 out of 10 in the stand. Julie Simon again strikes early but misses early. Norwegians taking their time. Tandrevold left to right. being left-handed. That makes sense. Eckhoff, 3 out of 3. It's not going well for Tandrevold. Chevalier Boucher is away, and Eckhoff, brilliant shooting from her. Is she going to get her first win of the season? She's still in the running. 2 penalty loops, maybe too much for Bescon. And of course, Tandrevold, Stremoose, still 3 standing. 2 rounds left, at least 1 penalty. Retzeva's coming back into the mix, having hit 5. And Vanessa Voigt of Germany, ranked number 14 in the field today, is having a bit of an up-and-down performance, but she's certainly back in the running for a top 5.
We said if you're going to miss early, Vera now getting all 5 and rapid fire as expected.
Yeah, up in the 3rd. She loves these tracks, Mike, not only because she trains here, but she seems to be suited to the altitude racing.
She does. She loves it. Her record, her wins here, well, in fact, 3 from 12 of her victories in World Cup racing have come here.
Julie Simon, again, the quickest, 18.7. That's quicker than we saw from any of the men this morning in the stand position. Lotte Lee has hit 5 for Belgium. Well done to her. Not sure what happened in the prone. Oh, she's hit 14 out of 15. We saw a new Johannes Tingesbø this morning in the relay, and we've seen, or I should say, we saw the old Johannes Tingesbø this morning in the relay, and we're getting a bit of the same from Eckhoff, not the same from Tandrevold. High left, low right. So Tandrevold has dropped back to 12 with those 2 misses we saw. 46 seconds the margin. Not totally out of it, but hasn't helped. Claire Egan has gone down to 11, 46 seconds also behind. The fastest with 2 misses is Dorothea Vera. Missed them on the prone, gone clear in the stand. She's now only 14.9 behind. And it was a quick shoot at 22.9 seconds, but not her fastest ever.
Yes, I think that's great news for Dorothea Vera. There she is in the background. And if Eckhoff or Chevalier Boucher miss at all, I think that really opens the door for Vera for her potential first win this season.
Yeah, Chevalier Boucher has not had a win since 2017. She's up there with Tyrrell, I was going to say Tyrrell Eckhoff. Eckhoff on 24.01. Brézard Boucher on 13.5 behind, certainly with a chance. The French will be, I think, chuffed to bits with the way things are going. Chevalier Boucher, of course, the bronze medalist in the pursuit from Pachuca last year, so she can handle the pressure. But if it comes to a ski race, Mike, Eckhoff or Chevalier Boucher?
Eckhoff for me. She's looking more explosive, and she must be releasing herself to find the old Tyrrell Eckhoff from last season. She's beginning to look that relaxed, so I think Eckhoff for me if this goes to ski speed on the last lap.
Yeah, this is the biggest test she's had this season, isn't it? Leading a mass start into the stadium. I suspect she'll still be in prime position. Chevalier Boucher, I think, is trying to get as much rest as is possible, if any is possible. This is the stiffest of the climbs up through the meadows. It's about 30-35 strides for the top athletes, about 135 for the likes of Mike and myself.
Hey, this is quite interesting. From the 30 on form, the starters in this mass start, only 3 so far have hit the perfect 15 out of 15 shots, and that often changes last time in.
The chasers are closing, being led by Justine Brézard Boucher. And what do we got? I was going to say 3 French. It's actually 2 French and an Italian. Vera wearing 7. That's Retzeva going through, who had a really good relay yesterday. Number 8 is Julie Simon. Was it 2 misses from Simon on that last shoot? Just double check her position.
Yep.
Just 1 miss.
Yep, there's some tired-looking athletes out there today. There's Stremouse.
Yeah, great race from her.
Yeah, Volgograd. She was born Volgograd region, lives now in Moldova.
Yeah, Moldova have done well. They've acquired some top talent from Russia.
They have. Ekhoff now beginning to lift the pace, just beginning to get rid of Chevalier Boucher.
Yeah, I think Tandrevold paid the price of staying with Ekhoff on that last lap. Safely round for the penultimate time. Breza Boucher, followed by Dorothea Vera. She should know this track, but that wasn't so convincing from Vera.
I liked her little 1, 2, 3 skates to pick up more momentum. Yes, she did look, I thought, very, very stiff. She normally looks very relaxed when it comes to cornering. There'll be many thoughts going through Tiril Ekhoff's mind now. She hasn't had a victory for a long time. She's leading a race in. She knows how that feels, but I think there'll still be a small element of doubt. Hopefully she can secure the position just as she did before, and then it should be, hopefully, 5 out of 5.
Yeah, no relay for Ekhoff yesterday, am I right in saying that? Norwegian's slightly weakened team. Brought in... oh no, she did race.
Yeah,
second leg.
Raced, yeah.
Second leg. Yeah, I was...
It was last weekend she didn't race.
And Roysland, of course, who didn't race yesterday. So, final shoot. This is it. Ekhoff, my goodness, what would a win mean to her before the Olympics? So important. But then again, the same applies to everyone else in this leading group of 5. One mistake could cost you. Remember, it's a 150-metre penalty if a shot goes wide. 50 metres. The target no bigger than a grapefruit, I think, is probably the fruit with the closest diameter. Here we go.
Ekhoff looking so relaxed.
Bit of a delay from Ekhoff, and it's cost her. Chevalier Boucher, 5 out of 5. That could seal the victory. Vera now, is she going to get the last one? She does. She's in the ski race. Ekhoff is out of it. It's gone from good to bad for her. Breza Boucher suffering the same fate. Retseva with one miss early on, but she gets the remaining 4, which might just put her in contention for a podium. But I think Alenbekova's going to get in there instead and pick up some good points. Away goes Chevalier Boucher. Brilliant shooting. Oh, absolutely sensational. Vera, again, Mike, 5 out of 5, but there was quite a long delay of about 4.7 seconds between the 4th and the 5th shot.
Oh, she knew the importance, and often when you wait that long, you'd spiral downwards, but well done to Vera for managing to hold that discipline. And we said, miss early, you can come back, and at the moment she's on the podium.
Another miss for Tandrevold. Chevalier has missed. Ekhoff coming out this time. And from having had the lead, and a lead of around 5 seconds coming in, she is 43 seconds adrift. Voigt, I think, could be caught. Retseva, I think, is on good enough shape to hold off the Norwegian. But that's just the shoot that Tiril Ekhoff did not need.
I think that little bit of doubt that she will have had in the back of her mind, everything looked the same. She was leading in. That's common for her last year, but the pressure just nibbled into her mind. Oh, small margins.
Frustration. 300 extra meters, and the lap is only 2,500. So Italy versus France at the front.
It feels like a Dora day for me, Patrick. Dorothea Vera just for me looking better. I think her skis are going well, but there's still a way to go.
Alenbekova, if she can make contact before they come out into the meadow, Mike, then she'll have a good chance. Retseva at 35 off the lead, I think too far back really. She's just trying to defend 4th place, but we certainly have a 3-way fight for the race, and Vera making a very, very early bid for success.
Yes, the one chance she's had this season to try and secure a victory. Vera's not going to let it go easily, especially at home.
Yeah, that's a good burst of speed from Dorothea Vera. 12 wins in her career. Hasn't been on the top step of the podium so far this season.
Vera is absolutely one of these athletes who finds the timing in her trigger finger, the form and through her legs and skiing when it matters most. She's setting herself up for what I think will be a good Olympics for Vera.
Yeah, so from what we've seen so far, Mike, athletes that we should watch out for in Pyeongchang. I think Julia Simon certainly, with the ski speed she showed early on, although she's faded somewhat in this race. Vera, evidently, with what she's done, and she's a brilliant shot should the conditions get tough. Alenbekova, Belarus, could have more success at the Olympics.
I think so, and today with what we've seen witnessed from Tyrell Eckhoff, yes, it didn't work out in the end. She missed 2 stand last time in, but everything else I think about her performance is coming back. Not at its best, but she's going to be okay in 10 days' time.
First to third for Chevalier Boucher as Alenbekova goes ahead. Alenbekova certainly climbing this big hill faster than anyone else. There's 1, 2, 3 hills still to go, but they get shorter and shorter as the race goes on. Nice to see that Brézard Boucher hasn't given up on this one.
No, she's keeping the pace going. But the trouble is that Chevalier Boucher, she may well have such tired legs on this corner coming up. They need to just be a little hesitant before the sharp bend.
Yeah, it looks a fairly decent gap from here, still 30 metres or so. Vera leading, Alenbekova in second, Chevalier Boucher in third. Brézard Boucher has missed 4 and still finds herself in the top 6 or 7. She's in a battle with Tyrell Eckhoff, who are trying to catch Retseva and Voigt, who are in 4th and 5th. So there's a little battle going on for the minor places. But Alenbekova now, Mike, the tempo has slowed. The gap between herself and the race leader has increased. I think it's all over.
Oh, Vera, a little stumble there. She just needs to be careful. A little ease round here, or will she just attack the bend? Probably will.
If Chevalier Boucher could just close those 10 metres, it always seems so easy when you watch it, but anyone who's been a runner, a long distance runner, knows just how hard it is to close down 5 metres, especially when you know there's a sprint coming up as a result of that. Alenbekova still going for it, but I think she knows that Vera has got a comfortable margin at the moment. 300 metres to go. 34.44 on the clock at the moment. The winning time last year at around 37.05. We're going to be well inside that.
When you're burnt out up here on these tracks, the highest race venue of the season, of course the Olympics are going to be much the same, but when you're tired, there's no coming back. You can't get enough oxygen into those depleted muscles, and that's exactly what Chevalier Boucher is feeling right now.
Alenbekova still trying, I think probably feeling that there might be an attack from behind. The shoulders of Vera are starting to tighten. You just see her a little bit hunched as she comes into the finishing stages. It's totally understandable after what she's done. 18 hits out of 20. Alenbekova's hit 19. So an extra 150 metres from Vera. Another little stumble from her. She's into the last straight now. Just 50 metres to go. Time to tidy up the face. And she comes across the line for her first win of the season. There were signs of success in Ruhpolding with a 3rd place in the sprint. The finish just couldn't come soon enough. Vera is back to winning ways. Alenbekova keeps those points notching up on the World Cup table, and a really solid performance from Chevalier Boucher. A little bit sad that she faded on that last lap. But she gets herself a podium finish. She'll probably, I think, move up into the top 10 of the World Cup standings. Retseva holds on to 4, Brezard-Boucher 5, Tyrrell Eckhoff in 6, 28 seconds behind. What a final lap from Tyrrell Eckhoff after those 2 misses. She was 43 seconds behind after that second shoot. But here's the lady of the day, Dorothea Viera. Brilliant performance from her, and always nice to have a little bit of Italian success in Italy.
She says she likes, of course, she's used this range from the age of 5-year-old. She knows this well, but to have 4 of her now 13 wins here, she really does feel much better at home.
Yeah, and of course the World Championships back in 2020 could not have gone any better for her. Her teammate Vitozzi, a total of 9 misses in all.
And 7 of them in the prone shooting.
Bescon faded later on, a mix of shooting results as you'd expect in a mass start. Those who've gone clear deserve a mention. I'm sure there are a couple. Jislova has done it from the Czech Republic. Vanessa Voigt of Germany, what a performance from her, 20 out of 20, and she's got a top 6 finish. So only 2 of the 30 athletes going clear. Claire Egan in the end, 3 misses, dropped down to 22nd when we last saw her, yet to come across the line. It's Dorothea Viera who takes the win.
Dennis Herrmann auf der 23.
The next one is
Marina
yes,
auf der 24. Die Norwegerin, jawohl. Ida Lien. Was für ein Kampf, was für ein Rennen. Hanna Sola dürfte der nächste sein.
jawohl, es ist die Weißbrustin, die sich beim 26. Rang schnappt. Hanna Sola, und behind Hanna Sola, the fight for the 27th position, Anja Maka and Julia Schima. Anja Maka, 27th position for the Polish athlete. Congratulations for her. And Julia Schima on 28. Und wir warten noch auf Theresa und auf Lisa.
Die letzten Meter auch für Lisa Theresa Hausler. Für die Österreicherin 7 Fahrkarten geschossen, die Österreicherin, also schwieriger Tag. Und hinten auch Lisa Vitozzi.
Italia apre e chiude la classifica. E sarà comunque un applauso anche per Elisa Antholz-Anterselva, che ha mostrato per l'ennesima volta il suo enorme carattere. Elisa Vitozzi, e noi continuiamo a credere senz'altro in lei, nella sua capacità. E così chiudiamo questa grandissima prova che ha visto la vittoria di Dorothea Viera.
Einzig will der Rang 2 für die Namen bekam, die Weißrussin, die Chevalier Boucher, die Französin, auf der 3. Wir mit 2 Strafrunden im Übrigen, das heißt eine Runde mehr, 150 Meter mehr, als die beiden, die mit ihr am Podium stehen werden. Dorothea Viera, ja, geteilt könnte man sagen zur Olympiade hin. Die Form war ansteigend, das haben wir gesehen, abbiamo visto forma in crescita della nostra atleta Dorothea Viera, che l'ha dimostrato in un modo impressionante.
E soprattutto l'ultimo giro veramente grande, dove Dorothea Viera ha tirato fuori il proprio carattere, la sua resistenza, la forza di volontà, andare a prendere la Chevalier, andare a prendere, tenendosi dietro
abschließenden Siegerin müssen wir jetzt schon sagen, premiazione conclusiva questa e che premiazione sarà? Premiazione conclusiva, ultima anche tra l'altro quanto riguarda la Coppa del Mondo del Biathlon prima delle Olimpiadi a Pechino 2022. Als letzte Siegerin für Antholz-Anterselva, letzte Biathlon-Weltcup-Siegerin vor den Olympischen Winterspielen von Peking. Ja, und Dorothea Wieler hat in beeindruckender Art und Weise schon mal Favoritenambitionen angemeldet für die Olympischen Winterspiele.
Doro, what an incredible performance today. Back on top of the podium at home. How does that feel?
Yes, I think it was amazing. I mean, I just woke up today and I felt so tired. And I was just thinking, okay, only 5 loops and hopefully good shooting. And finally, it was, I think, a good shooting. And finally, I felt also really good on the track. But of course, my head was like saying to me, oh, I can't anymore. And then I just heard my coach that I have to push because I can do it today. And I'm really happy for that.
Now a win just before the Olympics. Will you get some rest now?
Yes, of course. Now I have two days off, and I really need that. And of course, we will prepare for the Olympics a little bit. And on Saturday we go to Beijing, so not so many days at home.
But still, find a time to celebrate this victory. Congratulations.
Thank you. Danke. Oh, hij is weer anders. Hij is...
I don't know, you are just, I don't know that you are just behind me.
Biathlon Antholz-Anterselva 2022, awarding ceremony for the women's mass start competition. On third place, representing France, Anaïs Chevalier-Boucher. Athletes are awarded by Mr. Jim Carabry, from Executive Board Member and Go Inside Cape from Antholz. On second place, representing Belarus, Zina Alimbekova. On first place and winner of the mass start competition, representing Italy, Dorothea Villa.
Ja, das war wie immer so ein spannender Ausgang, Luis.
Oder
Was
wir?
für ein krönendes Finale, was für ein Happy End für viele. Nicht zuletzt für die Siegerin, auch für einige andere, die hier heute nochmal ordentlich Punkt und Kroatien. Das war's, das war Antholz 2022. Tutti alla fine di questa avventura. Questa avventura particolare Antholz-Anterselva 20-22, una chiusura diciamo perfetta sicuramente per la squadra italiana, chiusura perfetta per chi ha raggiunto il podium, per chi è riuscito a fare risultati di carriera, tutti alla fine per noi tutti che abbiamo diciamo gestito insieme a queste 500 helping hands, gestito questo appuntamento particolare di Antholz-Anterselva